Josh, we've been on such a bird walk. Let's talk about what happens now that Tim is out of here.
Yeah, because the big shock, of course, was that IndyCar team president for Penske, Tim Cindric, has been let go. He is the father of the NASCAR Cup Series driver, Austin Cindric. Now, when you compare Austin to his teammates, Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, he hasn't reached the same level of success as them at NASCAR's highest level. He's currently 13th in points, and there's one win so far this season. But let's just remind people, that was at Talladega. Now, with his father being let go by Team Penske today, it means many are now wondering about Austin's future with the team. The photo has been taken by Sean Gardner from Getty Images. Matt, to you first of all with this one. Does today's news from IndyCar make Austin Cindric's job in NASCAR awkward? And do you think there will be even more pressure on him to perform now since his dad is no longer with the team?
Nepotism, eh?
Don't call Carlos Sainz.
You're more on that later. I'm sure. Where does this leave Austin Cindric? Well, he'll have his dad to support him at Charlotte on Sunday. He's free now again, much like he was last year. I think it was Tanner that brought it up in our chat earlier on in the day. Said, he's got a chance to go and watch his boy race for a bit now. So that's going to be interesting to see if Tim is spotted over the Charlotte Way this weekend. Where does it leave Austin Cindric? I don't think it changes anything to do with Austin Cindric whatsoever. But what a story it might be if after 600 miles on Sunday night at Charlotte, if Kyle Larson doesn't win the race, then if Austin Cindric can do it. Goodness me,
man.
that just the spoon in the pot is turning all of the time, isn't it? If Austin Cindric ends up winning the race on Sunday night.
Austin Cindric out of 4 for the final time with his new strategist, Tim Cindric for Team Penske, learning lessons from his father. No, I mean, the simple matter of fact here is there's a lot of different stuff at Team Penske, and I don't know what this schism between Tim and the team truly mean, but I would not be surprised if this is a carbon copy of what we saw after St. Pete and Long Beach, right? Where he spends a little bit of time with the GTP team in IMSA, or, goes over to Europe. I think at the end of the day, though, we've got to realize that, Austin's his own guy. There's absolutely been some strings pulled, but he's done a lot of operation independently with Ford Performance, with a lot of the guys at Multimatic, how he worked his way into the Proton competition squad to go do the 24 hours of Daytona. And I believe Sebring as well. The guy is talented. You don't win in the Cup Series without a little bit of luck, obviously, but talent has absolutely worked his way into a seat and into victory lane. But man, I think Tim, there's a lot of ways Tim Cindric can go from here. Dad could stick around with Penske. And I would not be surprised to see both of them working a box in IMSA in half a decade's time. But man, we could have a case of the Hertas in NASCAR. I really think we could see some father-son strategist-driver dynamic here. I think probably the fan base and the Paddock's reaction in the Cup Series to Tim coming in is kind of like a convict being sent to a new prison, maybe. But we shall have to see. Gateway was luck. You cannot tell me that you can drive for 4 seasons at Team Penske and not get caned. The guy's talented. I'll die on that hill. And whether he stays in Cup or not, we'll see. But I think he will use those Ford Performance connections absolutely to end up in he's not going anywhere in Top Flight Motorsports in the next 5 years. Either of them. Believe it.
To the points there about where he's won, I think generally we all expected when he made the step up from the Xfinity Series to the Cup Series, he was going to win on a road course. I don't think he's really been in the conversation at any of the road courses so far, Austin Cindric, in any of the races in 3 or 4 years. So that's perhaps still to come. But yeah, all of that machinations, this is the after party of the stuff that we've been talking about, really, isn't it? Of what could happen next.
God, the story of NASCAR Tim Cindric, though, imagine. it's
gonna
not
be
going to
weird.
happen. But
He's the next Chad Canals.
Gardner and Blaney have combined to win 3 straight cup titles. He has to make a deep playoff run at the very least. Yeah, that's another point as well. To get in and make it a long. Can he make it Championship 4? I don't think he can.
No. Not over those other two unless they have a problem.
Logano definitely, I think, is everybody's shoo-in, isn't he? Because he loves the new format and can't see a problem with it. Whereas
I know
everybody
he's
else
bringing us the stats, Austin, with just 3 career road course top 5s, a
Thank you,
second
Matthew.
at IMS in 2022.